inside again. Terry's inside again, and it's torn her apart again. Follow that winding road to where it leads, and if it leads you home, you won't have to be alone.
Ulkomaalainen mies, sanotaan vaikka britti tai amerikkalainen, rakastuu suomalaiseen naiseen ja muuttaa tämän perässä Suomeen asumaan. Tavallinen tarina siis. Se onkin sitten jo vähän erikoisempaa, että tuo kyseinen ulkomaalainen on ammatiltaan muusikko ja se, että hän ryhtyy tekemään Suomessa musiikkia. Ja se vasta harvinaista onkin, että hän menestyy täällä Suomessa tekemällään musiikilla. Suomirockin historiassa on useita esimerkkejä vierastyövoimasta, on kyse sitten yksittäisistä artisteista tai kokonaisista bändeistä. Tänään Elävässä arkistossa etsitään todisteita siitä, millainen merkitys näillä rockin ja popin vierastyöläisillä on suomalaiselle musiikille ollut ja toisaalta ehkä myös siitä, onko suomalaisella musiikilla ollut heille jotain annettavaa.
It doesn't matter really if we are Finnish or English.
Oh yeah, as long as it's done in Finland.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. But I think we're limited a little here.
In Finland?
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
In England, you have a lot more things at your disposal. You can obtain things easier.
A lot of more opportunities.
Better opportunities.
Yes.
In
But
Finland,
we have to make the opportunities right here, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
2, 3, 4. Keep your own flag flying, don't let anyone get in your way. Make yourself number one and don't let anyone have their say.
James Francis Pembroke saapui ensimmäistä kertaa maamme kamaroille 16 vuotta sitten. Ja sen jälkeen hän on täällä toiminut niin muusikkona, säveltäjänä kuin sanoittajanakin, jättäen oman merkittävän jälkensä suomalaiseen musiikkiin. Hän on toiminut big-bäneissä, tehnyt omia solo-LP:tään, säveltänyt ja sanoittanut runsaasti materiaalia muun muassa Kojolle, Maaritille, Hurrikaniselle sekä Rikisorsalle. Ollut siis myötävaikuttamassa suomalaisen musiikin menestykseen myös muissakin maissa.
The start that can break your heart. No, it's only love, you know. But if it's really true, how come I can't get my mind off you? Of you, of you. What can I do, yeah? Of you, of you. Oh yeah. What can I do, yeah?
Quand ce sont deux mondes différents, le pauvre est pauvre, le riche est riche. Il n'a pas le yo, quand c'est comme on est gradé. Il n'a pas le yo, quand c'est comme on est. Ah oui, les gars sont partis. Ça c'est Hasse Valley All Star. Ils animent un peu là. Comment hein? C'est ça si. I'm waiting here with Hustle One. Ah oui. Oh.
Second and the third, and now before starting curse, improvisation. Here we go. Slam it, keep jumping, we're coming to get you. Slam it, keep jumping, we're coming to get you. Slam it, keep jumping, we're coming to get you. Slam it. Here we go. Slam it, keep jumping, we're coming to get you. Slam it, keep jumping, we're coming to get you. Slam it, keep jumping, we're coming to get you. Slam it.
How about the future? What's happening now? The future means everything is going up, up, up. We're not going to stop. You know, we're not a one-hit wonder band. We don't want to be that. We're a long-term band. Yeah. We're going to keep going, keep making good music, you know, what the people like. So.
Yeah. And we're going to do it 3 times, you know what I'm saying? 3 RD. Word. Yeah.
Lisäarvoa ja tietotaitoa suomalaiseen popmusiikkiin tuoneita ulkomaalaismuusikoita oli siis useita. Osalla visiitti jäi aika lyhyeksi, mutta osa jäi, juurtui ja joidenkin kohdalla voidaan puhua jopa menestyksestä. Paul Oxleys Unit oli vuosina 1981 ja 1982 yksi Suomen suosituimmista yhtyeistä, jonka kohdalla voidaan ihan aiheellisesti puhua jopa fanihysteriasta. Tänään Paul Oxley on Elävässä arkistossa kertomassa, että millaista oli olla brittimuusikko 1980-luvun alun Suomessa.
Actually, I was running a recording studio at the time, and the idea was, I mean, I'd been writing songs, and I had a partnership with Brian Hammond, who was the original keyboard player in the band. So we were running a recording studio basically to do our own thing, you know, but we were also hiring it out to bands as well. So I was actually working a lot as an engineer then, more as an engineer than a musician. So when I came over here, I think I was introduced to the Basement Band, who later became Paul Oxley's Unit, and we chatted a bit, and they asked me if I'd go out and mix the sound. So that's what I did originally. I went out, I was mixing the sound for them playing on stage. 3-hour gigs, like you're doing the old standard sort of troubadour songs and so on.
And eventually you became a singer.
Yeah, it was after one of the gigs that I went on stage, I think, after the gig, if I remember, and just had a jam. They said, "We hear you can sing," and I said, I could sing a little bit. So I sang a few songs, and then, as far as I remember, I got this vision of them sort of huddling together in a corner, like, and they came back to me and they said, "Would you like to join the band? Would you like to take over the band, basically?" So I said, okay. I said, but I want to do my own songs, and we only do a 1-hour set. I'm not doing 3 hours of covers, you know, that's it. And they said, well, that won't work in Finland.
Would you say initially it was easier for the band to get a record deal and some media attention because there were 2 Brits in the band?
Yes, I think so. I mean, originally there was only 1 Brit, that was me.
That's right, yeah.
I think initially, you know, it was the fact that I was English, that people were curious, but it's not easy to actually go out and be an Englishman touring Finland. It was really, really difficult, you know, and I think we overcame that quite well, and we had a rapport with the fans, really. I think we loved the fans, and we talked to them a lot, and I always sing to the fans, you know, I don't sort of sit in a corner and scowl like, you know, I like to go out to the fans, and we got to know them. It was like a family, and we did tour quite a lot before we got that deal. So we were touring the whole of Finland, and sometimes, like I say, playing to gigs, and maybe there were only 12 people in. But then occasionally we'd hit a bigger town, and you know, maybe 200, 300, and it was building all the time. And you know, we were just talking to them, and we kind of knew them when the record came out. So it was that building that fan base, I think, that really did it. And I think people have said afterwards that I think we were classed as a kind of teeny bop band at the time. You know, it was almost like a boy band now. And I just didn't understand why at all, you know, because I thought the music was quite clever, you know, and it was all self-written, whereas all these teeny bop bands, you know, they all have music given to them and they just follow a routine. Where ours was, we had no instructions at all. It was raw and it was us.
So what would you say was the most difficult thing about being a Brit in a Finnish band and making music and touring in Finland?
I think it was just the day-to-day organisation of things, you know, not knowing the language, you know, travelling to a town. And we were sitting in the back of the van and we'd be heading somewhere. We didn't have a clue where we were going, Brian and I. It was like, we could have been in Russia, you know, because everyone was speaking in Finnish. Okay, I learned a little bit of Swedish, but because we lived in Ekenäs, Tammisaari, so the Swedish-speaking part, But when we went out into the country, it was just pure Finnish, and we just didn't have time or the ability, because it's a complicated language, to learn that language. And just trying to find out where we were, how to meet somebody. You know, okay, we're meeting at such and such a place at 5 o'clock, and what place is this? And a couple of times I've been on stage and gone, hello, Tampere, and it was like, it's not Tampere, it's Lahti, you know, or something. So it was just the day-to-day things, really. But everything else I really loved, you know, especially at the beginning when it was all going nicely. It was great.
Yeah. Was there a specific moment when you realized that, you know, my God, we're doing something right here, that the band is really getting somewhere?
I remember it very, very well, yeah. We did a record signing, it might have been in Stockman's or one of the department stores around here, and we'd just been out on tour. We came back, the record had been played, and they brought us in to sign records, and we came in through, we arrived, and we just was going to walk up the front steps, and the guy said, no, come this way, come on, drive the wrong, took us round the back, up all these back stairs and everything. He says, okay, and he was panicking, this guy, and sweating, and you know, what's going on here? And he said, okay, now, just be careful, and he wasn't saying anything specific, he was just panicking. So he opened the door to the record floor, and it was absolutely packed. It was like, 2,000 people, as far as I remember. It might have been less, and everyone was pushing and screaming, and I thought, what's going on here? Is there some kind of riot? No, they come to see you. I said, no way. What frustrated me a little bit was we never seemed to be able to play outside of Finland, and being an Englishman, my parents hadn't even seen me play. We were #1 in the charts, and my friends, and I'd go home to England and they just treat me like I was a council house kid, like I was when I left. And I said, no, I've been doing all this. And yeah. They didn't take me seriously. That was a little bit frustrating. So I think I was always wanting to try and play outside of Finland, because we were doing the same tours, and we did that for quite a few years, and I got a little bit tired of doing this circuit. I remember taking the songs to Sony in England, and they didn't even listen to them. I don't think they really, I won't say they didn't respect Finland, but Finland wasn't on the map, on the music map at that time. It is now, especially after Eurovision. But those days it was like, okay, I'm a band from Finland and we want a record deal. He said, okay, yeah, wait in the other room. There wasn't much response there, so I think it was difficult. And we didn't actually have a full-on manager as such. I think Kjell was managing us, and he was busy enough doing all the deals in Finland that we didn't have an international manager who could go out and do the deals in those days. We were doing it all ourselves.
The band became Unit 6, and soon after the band actually split up. And then there was this project that didn't last too long, Paul Oxley's Chakra. What do you think it didn't last very long?
Well, I think, again, it was a combination of reasons, really. If you listen to the third album, which was called After the Party, you get a kind of hint there that something's maybe not going wrong, but things are changing a little bit, because I think a band, when it's very successful at the beginning, it does a peak like this, and then it kind of levels out a little bit. And usually around about the third album, the band's getting tired because they've been touring and it's been crazy, and it starts to drop a little bit. This always happens. And I think usually if you're maybe in your own country and you're secure in yourself, then you go through that, and then it starts to rise again, and then you reach a level where you can keep making albums, you have a constant fan base. But I think at this time, if I'm really honest, I was getting a little bit tired of just doing Finland. As I explained before, I wanted to play outside of Finland, especially in the UK. So probably stupidly, I was the main reason that the band kind of folded at that time. I was just getting more and more despondent and wanted to play in other countries, and it just wasn't happening.
You seem to have a very good relationship with Finland, and especially with your old bandmates, since you have your own annual show here every year, and you're still making music, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm a little bit active still in England, so I do have my own studio, and I do a bit of writing and so on. It's more of a hobby these days, really. But the band thing I look forward to every year, because it happened now. It's pretty much happened every year in early August. And it's different every year. Usually there's some kind of festival, or maybe just this year was just a simple rock gig, which I really loved. I mean, it was down to this, well, even a little smaller than this, maybe 300 people in there, and that was fantastic. And we have little things we had. I'd actually like to do it a little bit more, in the sense that I'd like to organise more, maybe have some friends playing, and like you mentioned, some of the Finnish musicians or whatever, and make more of a feature of it, because it's becoming more of a party every year. I mean, this year I had my younger daughter come up and sang Tears Among the Flowers, which, everybody was, wow, that went down really well. So little things like that people love, and I'd like to build it up a little bit more.
enemmän ehkä rytmiikkaa esillä, kuin jos vertaa Himalajaan esimerkiksi. Just osaksi johtuen Bill Carsonista, joka on amerikkalainen ja musta rumpali. Hänellä on niin hyvin vahva rytmiikka ja se on niin kuin aika tärkeä peruselementti tässä meidän omassa bändissä.
Ne mene maalle
Siksi ne haluaa olla yksin metsässä. Ja ne asuu sisällä saunassa, ettei tule kylmää.
Niin.
Minä ala ymmärrä. Mitä ne tekee saunassa?
Ne juo viinaa ja syö makkaraa.
Siis minusta tuntuu, että suomalaiset ei ole ihan viisaita.
Well, she gave me laughter in the rain. She gave me joy, she gave me pain. She gave me songs again. She was my guiding light. She, my queen of the night. Now she is just a simple melody.
Paul Oxley's unit played here in the end of 1982, and the performance was recorded by the Finnish Broadcasting Company for a show called Tubi. What do you remember of that, show or performance?
I have to be really honest with you. At the time, we did lots of different shows, and I confused them all. If you show me the footage, I would go, I remember that one. This happened, that happened. I have a good memory of it when I'm remembering.
I think you played just outside America and another two. And
was it Hurting All Over?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that was quite. We were in good shape then, I think. Yeah, was that? We must have had sax player with us then. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I think the band was quite tight at that point, and yeah, we were enjoying, gigging together.
You also performed on the Iltatähti TV show, and that was kind of a studio playback. You did 3 songs. Do you remember that one?
Which were the songs? Because
that was early on. I think you did Terry's Inside and.
Was that the one where I'm sitting down, kind of dressed as a convict?
That's right.
I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, because that one's on YouTube at the moment.
Okay.
There's a few things coming back to haunt me, and I remember doing that one. And there's I noticed on YouTube a lot of people were saying this is not the same record exactly because the synth part sounds slightly different. So this must have been a different recording. Well, I'll tell those people that was live. It was absolutely live, and everything we did around that. Well, most things we did were kind of live in the studios. And yeah, I think the band. Credit to the band, really. They were good on those things, and sometimes people couldn't actually tell the difference from the studio thing and the live thing on the TV.
When you were doing live performances and there were TV cameras around, did that make you, more nervous than usual?
Only in so much as they tried to make you stand in one spot. In those days, it wasn't. I had a kind of love-hate relationship with the TV a little bit, because I remember one TV performance, for example, we were doing a song, and I can't remember. Oh, it was one off the second album. Anyway, I can't remember the song, but they were trying to create an atmosphere, so they had the old smoke machines going, and the smoke was coming up and up and up, and in the end we couldn't see each other. It was just completely smoke, and I started coughing, in the middle of the song, waving it like this, and then I could see the camera and go, and I'd sing a little bit more, and we finished the song, and then I came off and I said, oh, that was terrible. When we do the real thing, we need less. He said, no, that was a take. And I said, that's going out on air? I said, no, it is not. And I put my foot down. I can't remember what TV station it was, but we had a bit of a row with the guy who was running things then. And I said, you are not showing that. And we had a big argument, and I think we didn't get many TV programs after that at the time. But it was a little bit like that. You were told what to do. You had to stand in one spot, and if you move, and I move around a lot. I mean, I'm quite free when it comes to playing. So that was the only restriction when we did a TV program, that you were told what to do, and I just wanted to run around the cameras. Nowadays, I think it's a lot easier because the cameras know how to follow you. The technical side is taken care of, that they can follow you whatever you do. But in those days, no, it's one camera, you stand there and you do it straight.
Osa vierastyövoiman kuuluvista, esimerkiksi Frank Robson tai Carson, kotiutuivat Suomeen, mutta edellä mainituista syistä johtuen Paul Oxley lähti kotiin. Toki Paul Oxley Unit kokoontuu yhä yhteen yhtä vuosittaista keikkaansa varten ja tekeehän Paul Oxley musiikkia kotimaassaan. Vuonna 1982 Paul Oxley Unit esiintyi täällä Helsingin vanhalla ylioppilastalolla ja taltiointi nähtiin saman vuoden joulukuussa Tuubi-ohjelmassa ja me katsomme sitä yhden kappaleen aivan hetken kuluttua. Lisää popin ja rockin vierastyöläisiä ja suurin osa tämän jakson otoksista kokonaisuudessaan netissä Elävässä arkistossa osoitteessa www.yle.fi/elävä-arkisto.
Me olemme myöskin nyt vanhan kulttuurin piirissä. Olemme nimittäin vanhan ylioppilastalon juhlasalissa. Ja tänään ohjelmamme on 90% suomalaista. Paul Oxley's Unit on 50-50, 50% suomalais-englantilainen bändi tänä päivänä.